and welcome to the Great at Everything podcast, where we provide awareness, activation, and action plans to help you become great at everything. Everything you are called to and nothing you aren't. I am your host, Maya Wilson, and in this episode, I'm going to share 5 things that you and every leader should be doing right now. With everything that is going on in the world as far as the pandemic and all of the uncertainty that seems to continue hanging over your head, I'm sharing these 5 things to help you regardless of where you stand in the midst of it all. So whether you are impacted directly, you know someone that is impacted, you maybe know someone that even has or has had the virus, or you're facing something totally unrelated to the virus itself, but you're still in some uncertainty, these tips will help you stay grounded and be able to see yourself through and come out strong on the other side. Now, this is the first episode in April of 2020, so this will be released on April 5th. This is the 4th month into 2020, the 4th month into the decade. And of course, I imagine a lot of you are saying that this was not what you expect or planned for your 2020 to look like. However, it's okay. We will be okay. We will make it through, and this is not the end of the world. So these tips, like I said, are going to help you. If you have been listening for any amount of time, if you are new listening and you consider yourself to be a leader, these are the 5 things that you and every leader that you know should be doing right now. So let's jump right in. Number 1 is praying. We should be seeking God's face above all else, even more at this point in time. And it's not like you shouldn't have been doing this all along, but this is the time to really press in and seek God for the secrets and the mysteries from our Father. This is a good time to build endurance, increase your faith, and go deeper into the things of God. This is really a time to build a strong foundation for your praying, for your seeking, for your searching, so that you understand and you can have a solid standing in the things of God. So that was number 1. You should be praying. And if you've already been doing it, definitely go in, dig deeper, go deeper, and pray even more. Number 2 is proclaiming, and this is important. We've talked a lot about communication throughout all of the podcasts, and what you say is very, very important. So when you are speaking, whether you're speaking to yourself, you're on the phone, or even when you are writing and typing things out, what you are communicating matters. So in this time and in this season, you need to be proclaiming the things of God. You need to be proclaiming the positive things. You need to be proclaiming the things that give life. Yes, we understand that this is an uncertain time. Yes, we understand that there are unseen and unknown dangers that are around us. However, you can proclaim, you can speak the positivity. You can share the positivity. I talk a lot about what sometimes people do on social media. People will share a lot of negativity. They will share all the facts and the statistics. They will share everything that's being predicted. But when you stand up and you start to proclaim the positive in the situation, you start to give people hope and you start to proclaim life over a situation, it really makes a difference. So what you should be doing right now is proclaiming the things that are wholesome, the things that bring life, the things that bring positivity, the things that bring hope, and the things that allow people to see beyond what we are currently facing. So that was number 2, proclaiming. The third thing that every leader should be doing right now is preparing. This is really around planning and prioritizing the things that are important. If anything has happened during this uncertain time, it has forced people to really start to prioritize. So when you can prioritize, especially before something bad or something uncertain happens, you really can set yourself up to be more stable if something unforeseen happens. So take this time to really start to prioritize the things that you need need to do, want to do, or should be doing. Also take some time to prepare yourself by developing. If you know that there are certain things that are maybe weaknesses or certain things that don't come as strong for you naturally, however, you know it is something that you need to have in your tool set and your skill set, then definitely prepare and develop yourself for those things during this time. Now, I am not completely saying that just because something is a weakness is something that needs to be worked on. But what I am saying is, if there is something that is essential to your purpose, if there is something that is essential to your job, if there is something essential to something that you want to do in the future, however, you are not solid in that, you are not developed the way that you need to be, take this time to develop yourself. Get the resources, the insight, and whatever investments that you need in order to develop yourself so that you are prepared. Say, for instance, that opportunity, that business, that job promotion, that chance to lead an initiative comes as soon as you are back to normal. As soon as things go back to normal, if that opportunity presents itself, you will have wished that you took this time to develop. So do it now. Develop yourself for whatever it is that you know is a part of your purpose, is a part of your future, and is a part of you being successful. That was number 3. You should be preparing. Number 4, you and every leader should be planting right now. This is the perfect time to build. And when I say build, I'm really talking about building yourself. I already covered that a little bit in the preparing and developing yourself, but also building others. We talked a lot about leadership and how leadership is really being a leader of leaders. So as you are leading people, as you are leading teams, you should be building those people. You should be speaking whatever it is they need to hear to help them push forward, to have hope, and to give life. You should be building them in whatever skill set and tool set that they need to be successful. You should be building them by keeping them focused on the end goal and the outcome, not necessarily the situation right now, not necessarily the uncertainty, and as I stated, not even necessarily on the virus itself. You should be building people to look at the end game, the outcome, the end goal, and be striving towards that. Whatever you tend to focus on is what is going to be magnified for you. So if you tend to solely be focused on the right here, the right now, what is going on, the pandemic, the economy, and all of those things, you lose focus on what is on the other side of that. You lose focus on all the things that you can be doing, all the time that you can be spending to do what needs to be done in order to get to the end goal. The last piece on planting and building is really talking about the professional and the business things that you really need to do to set yourself up at this time. Last week, I talked about the 3 steps that it takes to launch, because this is the perfect time to plant or to build the foundation for what it is that you want to do. If it's starting a business, writing a book, looking into entrepreneurship, all of those things are perfect right now because it is a time to grab people's attention, build a foundation so that when things go back to normal, you have some positioning, you have a foothold on what it is you want to do and have the foundation started once things go back to normal. That was number 4, planting. The 5th thing that you and every leader should be doing right now is pivoting. And a pivot is a vital piece of being successful. And if you don't take advantage of every opportunity by pivoting, you will either be stuck or left behind. What exactly is pivoting? If you are a sports fan, if you've played a sport, or even if you have just a basic foundational knowledge about sports, understanding what a pivot is can simply be done by looking at basketball. It's about having one foot planted, and then with the other foot, you're simply turning to different directions. You're actually looking around, and in most times when a basketball player is pivoting, it is because he or she is looking for someone else. They're looking for someone else. They're looking for a different path. They're looking for a different option, but they're using the pivot in order to be able to reposition themselves. So when you have to pivot, whether it be in life, business, your job, your family, whatever it is, the pivot is important because it allows you to reposition yourself. It allows you to see what are the options, what are the opportunities, what are the other people that are available to assist me and get me out of the situation that I am currently in. So the people who are able to pivot the best during this time will be the people who are set up and prepared to be successful even after everything is over. The people who can pivot the best will be positioned to be more successful and take advantage of opportunities once everything is over. So that was number 5, pivoting. Now, these are the 5 things that every leader should be doing right now. Number 1 is praying. Number 2, proclaiming. Number 3, preparing. Number 4, planting. And number 5, pivoting. And when you take all 5 of these things and combine them into the perfect balance, you will have set yourself up to be able to stand, to endure, and to come out on the other side of this uncertainty in a position that allows you to take advantage of opportunities and the things that will be coming to you. Now, as I stated earlier, I understand that some people are impacted directly. I understand that, yes, for some, you may have family members, you yourself may even have or have had the virus. However, everything that I have shared will be helpful in any situation. I started with prayer because that is the most powerful piece of anything. Whenever something is in or even out of our control, prayer is our number 1 tool and our number 1 strategy in order to be able to successfully do what needs to be done in the situation. My heart and my prayers definitely go out to everyone who is impacted at this time, and you can be impacted physically, financially, emotionally. Definitely my heart and prayer goes out to you, to your family, to your loved ones, to your jobs, to those that you lead, just to everyone right now. I think we can do a lot to have a little more love in the world. I'm a big proponent of love. So definitely, I think with love and prayer, we will all be able to get through this difficult time and be able to come out on the other side and look back and say that it really was not as serious as what we made it to be. And I don't say that to mean that it's not serious and we can just disregard everything. But what I'm saying is the mountain and the weight of the situation that is currently happening, when we come out on the other side, we can look back and say, you know what? It really wasn't that big. God was so much bigger than what the situation appeared to be. And just really have some perspective about the things that are going on right now. I know that there may be a lot more to come. I know that the expectations and the predictions do not look very good as far as how much the virus is going to continue to spread. However, like I shared, when we have the right perspective, we can take the information that may be fact, that may be prediction, that may be whatever it is. But when we have revelation to counter all of that information, we can definitely settle ourselves, be a little more calm, be a little more focused, and continue to walk boldly as the leaders, the men and women that we have been called to be. So as I end this episode, I definitely speak life over you. I send love, abundance, and prayers towards you, that you are blessed, that you are covered, and that you are walking into everything that you have been called to be. I appreciate you taking the time to listen, and I hope this information has been helpful, hopeful, and giving you life to be able to look forward and do what it is that is expected of you in order to lead impactfully, successfully, and in every area of your life. Until the next episode, don't just be great. Be great at everything you are called to and nothing you aren't.